Okay, so we're going to be starting here on the Battledroid and STAP from episode 1, The Phantom Menace. Kit was released in '99 when the movie was released. This was I had this a long time ago and decided to revisit it because the original just did not make the years. But I found a couple images online. I'm not a huge Clone Wars fan. My son knows way more about the Clone Wars than I do. So when I saw this image, I guess this is from the Clone Wars. I like the blue color on there, and I like the special little markings on there, so I figured I'll do my best to try and imitate some of it. It might not look exactly like that picture, but I'll do my best. Now, a lot of the basic footage here of assembly and priming and all that, it's going to be sped up because this turned into a pretty long build. I hate to say that it's going to be in 2 parts, but it's either 2 parts or the initial video is going to be almost an hour long, and I don't want to have anybody sit through almost an hour of me doing this. Okay, like I said earlier, I had this kit a long time ago. I mean, it's hard to believe that episode 1 came out way back in 1999. But the kit itself, it's a very large kit. It's 1/6 scale, so it's a decent size. And I remember years ago putting it together that the biggest challenge for me was getting the rider to stay, like, get him centered on his foot pedals and get a good pose for him. And the thing with the Battledroid is it is so loose. It was just constantly very floppy, which I guess it helps the fact that it's posable on the STAP. But I'm going to end up at the very end. I'm just going to glue it in place. So once I find a position where I like it, he's just going to stay right there. Yep, there he is in pieces. Little skeletal there. Yeah, it's a large figure. And just using the Tamiya extra thin on a lot of this, and I still use the old trusty reliable orange tube from Testors. Now I'm actually really glad that I found the pictures online with the different color, because originally I was just going to go with the box art, give it that tannish color, but then I was like, well, my speeder bike model, that's like a brownish tan too, and I didn't want to go for that. So when I saw the pictures online, I was like, okay, well, let's make it a little bit different. And like I said, it's not going to look exactly like the pictures, but it'll have its own little special flair. Okay, you can see the size of the STAP right there. I think it's single trooper aerial platform. I think that's what it stands for. But it's a pretty big kit as I lose the camera there. Now like I said, the Battledroid, he's very floppy. I thought that originally the arms on my first one had some sort of like a locking or like some washers on the inside so they'd hold in place, but I could be wrong. These just glue in place. Now with this, I'm just airbrushing some Seraphim Sepia onto the Battledroid, just to give it that brownish look. Originally I painted with a Rust-Oleum Almond, which was pretty much the closest I could find to the actual color of a Battledroid. Now with this with the STAP here, I just sprayed the whole thing with a Rust-Oleum dark blue, and I believe that's sky blue from Vallejo. I'm just going to be doing some weathering on this early on. I figure I want to go for almost like a veteran type Battledroid. He's going to see some wear and tear. His STAP is going to see some wear and tear, and like weathering, rusting. Hey, you know me. I can't have anything looking parade style. It's got to look weathered and beaten up and used. It's just a very, very light wash with the sky blue on here. You can see how that's beating up, and that's fine, because what's going to happen is I'm just going to take a paper towel and take off most of it, just leaving some dots and speckles every so often, just in the certain areas. There we go. Just to give it that sun-bleached kind of look. Plus it gives it like almost like a chipping effect as well. Okay, looking pretty good so far. And I'm actually misting it with some alcohol. That's going to help to disperse the colors as well. I'm going to do that on the entire STAP, just so it doesn't look, certain areas just don't look out of place. Dark Prussian blue there, just doing some sponging. That's going to add to the chipping there. And by doing that, it's going to give it a nice mottled effect as well. So it's just not one color blue that you see. It's just, so it gives the appearance of chips and touch-ups and weathering. So yeah, this is a really fun kit to work on. I like I said, years ago I had it, never got any further than the assembly phase. But yeah, the one thing I do remember is that Battledroid, he was so floppy. It's not meant to be like a figure that's going to stand up, but it was so fun to revisit this kit after so many years. Okay, you'll see the on the foot pedals there, I actually had some blue tack in place on the pedals themselves when I painted them, just so when I take it off you've got bare plastic so that the feet can get a good grip on the plastic. And I never actually glued in those turbines. It was easy enough to just push them in and out, just pressure fit, and had no problems at all, just so I could get some detail work on those. Alright, just using some Tamiya black. And yeah, eventually I do go for a larger brush. I have no clue why I grabbed that small brush to do those large pieces. So, live and learn. Alright, now I looked at some pictures of Battledroid pilots, just so I could figure out how I wanted to do the paint job, which, again, just like the STAP, it's not 100%, but I do add a lot of blue accents. And just using some Tamiya tape here, just do some light masking. Get it on my hands, get it so it's not too sticky, because I did have an area on his head that it actually pulled off the paint and the primer. So I go back later on and I clean that up. You'll see that when I get a close-up of his head. But yep, just go in there. I either use a fingertip or a fingernail, or a toothpick, and just get in there. So I have a nice channel, so I can put a fresh X-Acto blade in there. Pulls right off. There we go. Like I said, it's not going to look exactly like the pictures, but this is my headcanon. This droid is a veteran of many a war in the Clone Wars, or many a battle. Now I'm just adding to the blue, just so it doesn't have just one color blue on there. And you might see some blue sponging that goes beyond the tape, but that does get cleaned up. I'm no professional, I just have fun. And that's the tape right there on when you're looking towards the left. When I took that off, some of the paint and the primer came off with it. Alright, going to the sky blue. Okay, where are we at? What's the editor doing right now? Okay. There we go. I just did a little bit of light chipping here with the sponge. Just to add a little bit of depth to the blue there. Yeah, this kit, well, as a toy, was available as like a episode 1 preview. It was this and also the Mace Windu figure. I remember getting those years ago. Okay, take the tape off. A little bit messy, but clean that up later. Yep, there's that gray. I do clean that up though. Alright, let's take some more tape off. This is the satisfying bit right here when you pull the tape off and you see if it's a nice clean edge or if you're going to have to do some touch-up work. But yeah, this was a lot of masking on this kit. Not only on the pilot here, but also on the STAP a little bit later, doing those markings. Yeah, you can see some blue on that cream that shouldn't have been there, but that does get cleaned up. Now, I'm not the best at masking, but I do my best. Yeah, there's so many little balls of masking tape all over my painting area, my hobby area when I was doing this. Pull that off of there. And I think I need, yep, go for a hobby knife to get underneath there. Yeah, this is one that after I get all done with it, I cannot wait to display this one. This is such a nice looking kit. There we go. Like I said, not exactly what the pictures showed for the pilots, but you know what? It's mine. It's mine and I'll paint it how I want to. Alright, more masking. Just doing a little bit of work on the STAP here. I'm just going for some stippling. And some areas I go with a lighter stipple so you can still see that blue underneath. You'll see that a little bit later with the when I use the ghost gray. I don't actually use any white on this because really the white gets a little too stark, so I just go with a ghost gray, which is just a little hint of color to it. Alright, so using the Citadel Colors Seraphim Sepia, kind of like a panel line wash here. It's not meant for that, but it helps out. And I'll be doing that for a long time on this model. But at this point in time, just wanted to thank everybody, thank all the subscribers. As of editing this video, just over 400, so thank you so much. It's something I never imagined was going to happen. Honestly, this community has been so gracious, and I've met so many great people through making these videos, and some great acquaintances, and hopefully a lot of other content creators that might want to do some collaboration work in the future. So, well, back to the painting here. These turbines here. I looked at the picture that I originally wanted to model this after, and I tried to mask off those markings, but it wasn't working out, so I just figured I'd do my own. Yep, there you go, ghost gray. Like I said, no real white on here, but the ghost gray is the closest thing. And this is just to give those lines a little border on each side. But yeah, it's so much fun doing this. I wish it wouldn't have taken so long, but I just kept on going, and then I decided to, okay, I'm going to add a little bit more here and there, and next thing I know, it's definitely going to turn into a 2-part video. I just didn't want to have people spending over an hour watching this, but yeah, right here, I just sprayed some alcohol on there to soften up the acrylic, and then just pulling it down just to make some make some wind effects there. There we go. And I jump around so much on here. This is where I was just putting the stripes on the side. Like I said, just some light sponging there. Didn't even use a brush. I used the sponge instead because I wanted to be able to see that blue underneath, or at least the hint of it. Kind of like somebody just painted it by hand very sloppily. And that satisfying pull of the masking tape. Let's see what's underneath. Yeah, I've never been a huge fan of masking because it takes so much time sometimes. But hey, the result, hey, look at that. The results speak for themselves there. So yeah, I'm pretty happy with that. Nice. All right, going back to the Tamiya black with, I believe, is a larger brush. Yeah, it's larger than the first one was. Just getting all these metallic bits taken care of. Normally I would have painted all those separately beforehand with the spray, but not this one. So just get in there and take care of all those. Okay, now so for some oil paints, Absalom 502. This is the, I believe it's Starship Filth. And I'm just going to take just a toothpick and just dot a few areas here and there. And then taking a stiff brush, downward motion. And that's going to add to the effect of streaks and grime at a high speed. I think if I would have painted this that brown color, that tannish color from the box art, I might have put a few green streaks in there, just like from the STAP flying at high speed over bushes or shrubbery. But I got a few more here on the main body. I don't want to go too much. But yep, just give it some streaks there. Looking good. All right, folks. This is getting near the end of part 1, so like, comment, subscribe. Let me know what you think so far. And I'm going to have part 2 up very shortly. All right, thank you so much for watching. We'll see you soon. So if you liked the video, go ahead and click on the playlist on the left-hand side for some more. Okay, take care.